What's good, YouTube? It's a Quest of Faith and Prophecy, and I'm back with another reaction video. And this time, we're going to be reacting to, or we're going to be looking at the New Jersey or the Brooklyn Nets playoff history. Now, obviously, the playoffs are never too kind to the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets had a awful playoff drought, as you can tell. You know, the last time they actually made the playoffs was in 2014. And obviously they didn't get far, and then they made it again in 2017, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken, with D'Lo. They traded him for a box of crayons and water pencils. So we're gonna be looking at the New Jersey Nets playoff woes, if you want to call it that. If you want to call it that. Like, comment, subscribe, and till next time. I'll say it till next time. Just like, comment, subscribe. As you can see, I'm strolling, trying to make it bigger. You know what I'm saying? Or smaller. Alright, so obviously, 1997, obviously they went 22 and 60 and they missed the playoffs. The year after that, they went 24 and 58, missed the playoffs. 1979, they went 35 and 45 and lost in the Eastern Conference round. And then I could just go on and on and on. I mean, and people might say, well, what does this have to do with them playing now? It has a lot. Your history, your track record would always, like, it's the same thing about you filling out a job application, right? If they see you have any criminal back records or any criminal records, they're gonna second guess of hiring you because they're trying to run a business. You know what I'm saying? So if they see, oh, you robbed a store when you was like around 15, 16 years old, and now you're like 21, 22, they're gonna hold that against you. Like, damn, should we hire this kid knowing that he has a track record of, you know, this is just his first, you know, defense. You know what I'm saying? Not defense, but this was his first criminal act. Like, he's never done this before. So companies will, or well, the people that's hiring you, they'll probably give you a second chance, seeing that, if you come clean and tell them, what with this, like, why did you do what you do, or did you what you did? If you come clean and just tell the truth, then, no, by the grace of God, they might probably give you a second chance. But if they just see you just complete bullshit, then they're not even gonna hire you. They'll probably say, "Yeah, we'll we'll get in touch with you. We'll call you when things are available. Right now, it's a little bit, you know what I'm saying?" And then days, years go by, not even years, but just months go by. They never call you. You could see why. You know what I'm saying? You could see why. So it's the same thing with the Brooklyn Nets. Their track record says who they are. It's not the team. Well, it's not the players. It's just the team. Now, if the Nets was just winning and winning and winning, not even winning, but just winning and winning and winning, then maybe. But if you look back, it's just loss after loss after loss after loss. So what makes you think all the players that they have now is going to change all that? You are what your history is. You know? Look at that. Loss. Western Conference Finals. Lost Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? Just lost. Missed. Like, look how many times they missed the playoffs. And when they didn't miss the playoffs, they still got jacked out. 1992. my birth that did my date of birth. They went 40-42 and missed the playoffs. Around in the 80s, 90s, they was just god awful in the year 2000s when they were pretty much decent. Around 2002 when they had Jason Kidd, they were still awful. You know, and then 2007, and then 2008, and then 2009, and then 2012, and then 13 when they had like a decent record, 14 when they had a decent record, 15 Kevin Durant won the MVP that year, 17, 18, you know what I'm saying? So right now, man, it's bad. It's bad. But, like I said, people are going to come in here and say, people are going to come on my comments and say, well, what does this have to do with them now? Like I said, it has everything to do with them. Your history is you. Your history is who you are. If your history shows nothing but losses, what makes you think you can't turn it around? Now, I'm not saying that they can't turn it around, but it's going to be very hard because they've been losing so damn much. Like they don't know what winning feels like. That's why they go out and try to grab a Dr. J. They only been there for like, what, 2 years? And then he bounced and went to the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, if that didn't work out, you know what I'm saying, they struck out on a lot of bad picks, a lot of bad trades. They traded away half their picks that turned out to be stars for other teams to acquire the big three in Boston, well, or what was left of the big three in Boston, or the big two in Boston, I should say. And then obviously that didn't necessarily go according to plan, even though they won 44 games that year, 44-38. They got past the first round against Toronto and they got mollywopped against the damn Heat. And when they got D'Lo, they actually made the playoffs, but they traded him away for a box of crayons and granola bars, you know what I'm saying, for some odd reason. And then now here we are with KD, Kyrie, Blake Griffin, and James Harden. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this two ways. If they fell, you're going to hear a lot of memes. You're going to hear a lot of people saying, well, KD was 100%. Well, Kyrie missed a few games. James Harden was the more durable one in the group. He never missed the games when he came here. It was either Kyrie was dealing with some such psychological issue, KD obviously re-hurting himself again, and then Blake, where does he fit in? So it's just a whole mess. So no, I do not expect the Brooklyn Nets to win the championship. Maybe next year when they get everybody incohesive, when they get everybody intact, when the chemistry is right. Because right now Blake hasn't played with either of these guys. Steve Nash hadn't had the time or the preparation to get to know everybody in a shorter period of time because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? All those things have to factor in. And when those things factor in, then you'll see a difference. Now, if they come out next year and win the championship, I have no problem with that because they did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like they all play together. They all play off one another. So they all know how each other is going to vibe. Right now, you can't just throw Blake Griffin. I mean, you just can't throw Blake Griffin in there and expect him to just gel. Because Kyrie never played with Blake. James Harden never played with Blake. And Blake never played with both of them. So it comes down to chemistry, and plus KD coming back, we don't know how healthy he's going to be. We don't know how healthy AD is going to be. Because coming off of injuries, it's different. It's vastly different. So if they do lose in the second round or in the semifinals, or even if they do make it all the way to the playoffs or in the NBA finals and loss, don't be sad, Nets fans. Don't be, saying trade. It's a process. Just like how LeBron James, his first year in Miami, he went through the same thing. He had to go through the woes because he didn't know how to win a championship. Dwayne Wade actually taught him how to win championships. You know what I'm saying? And then you saw his numbers rise up. You saw his deficiency rise up. You saw his blocks, steals, all that rise up. Why? Because he learned how to play team basketball. When he was in Cleveland, it was just, let me get my buckets, let me get my buckets, let me get my buckets, this and that. And that's why he was always getting bounced out in the first or second round. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the end of the world. If they do wind up with the first, second seed, whatever have you, and they get bounced out in the second round, it's not the end of the world. You know why? Because they could come back next year, retool, even though I don't even think they have any draft picks, but just retool. Everybody get to know one another in practice, whatever have you, and we'll take another shot at it next year. Now, if they fail again, then this was just a blown chemistry. This was just a blown experiment. Like you just can't put a whole bunch of players, a whole bunch of great players in one team and expect them to gel overnight. It doesn't work that way. It'll never work that way. And the way that, like, let's say KD misses the first game of the playoffs. He's still out. So now you got and now you got Blake, James, and Kyrie. You think that those three are gonna win you a championship? Hell no. Hell to the no. So I just don't know what to say. But the proof is in the pudding. History follows. History will repeat itself. It's just what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.